And welcome to the Barely Coherent Podcast. I'm the Grizz, and your host. He puts the BJ in BJJ, Sunny B, Mr. William Weisinger.
No one BJJs like I do.
I like you wetting your whistle there. And
Yes.
this is where we would also introduce Snowy B. However, due to the ice shelf melting, he was unable to make it to the studio today to record the podcast. Global warming is a bitch, but hopefully we can get PETA or,
Greenpeace or
yeah,
someone.
Shit, at this point, the Japanese whalers would be welcomed to bring him on in. So.
We miss you, Sunny B. Come back to us.
So today you get the great tag team, the greatest tag team of all time. The Hardy Bros ain't got nothing on us. It will be the Grizz. It will be Sunny. And we got you for 1 whole hour. I've got you for 1 hour. That's my Macho Man impression. You can take
Bonesaw, baby.
Bonesaw. All right.
3 minutes. I got you for 3 minutes. What a classic, dude. Oh, man.
Yeah. So, Sunny, we've had a little bit of a hiatus with life events happening, but what's been going on with you the past week or so?
This is a very strange thing for me. I now have the ability to talk about what I do for work, which is kind of great. So over the past few weeks, I've been doing like hurricane awareness tour stuff.
When people know that hurricanes exist and they're a thing,
you would actually be surprised. So, I'll give you like a little story. We're in Houston. No shade to Houston, but it was hot as fuck, and the people were interesting.
All the shade to Houston. You can shade it. My cousin is listening to this. Yes, we are shading Houston.
I had a woman come up to me and say, you guys are not going to have any work this year because there's not going to be any hurricanes. I checked the weather. I know what's going on. And I mean, that was like that was her thing. And I was like, okay, are you going to buy something? What are you saying? She was so adamant. And this little exchange went on for a while. And I won't, drag the story out. But needless to say, there are a lot of very interesting people in the world. And I think I met like 90% of them. So
are you guys selling merch? Are you selling Noah merch?
I did. I sold a ton of Noah merch. So our Christmas party is going to be sick as fuck.
Feels weird. I don't have a sick, nasty Noah t-shirt.
Well, neither do I. So that is a conversation that we can have by all means.
Yeah.
But, stocks are a little low at the moment. We had to, we had to really like dig deep to get like some stuff to sell. Once we get some shirts in, and after I get some, I will definitely hook you up.
Hell yeah.
So.
I will.
What's been going on with you though?
So
what you got going on?
I haven't told anybody this other than like 2 people, but being a single 33-year-old man, I can make rash life decisions. Like trading in a motorcycle for a new motorcycle, which I definitely did. Got a brand new KLR 650S that I'm still too short for. The S stands for short, by the way, and I'm still not tall enough for the bike. So for all you single ladies out there, I am your short king if you want it. But on other rash decisions, I also decided, fuck any lack of ability or experience in it. I am playing beer league hockey this winter. However, the sensible side of me also said, I don't want to die. So I signed up for springtime ice skating lessons.
Oh,
and
we love it.
Let me, being a single dude with not a lot of responsibilities, I bought myself some hockey skates off the internet, which I won't do again because they're not quite the right fit. But there's nothing more humbling than showing up to spring skating lessons and being the only grown-ass man fighting for his life in a sea of teenagers that are just skating circles around you. I was getting side-eyed by the 14-year-old that was in the same like little group as me. It was like being back in high school all over again.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it was really an experience. Just, you know, my 20-year-old figure skater teacher is trying to tell me to do stuff that my body just doesn't want to respond to.
I want to help you. I want to
Yeah.
do it. I swear.
You just got to spread the feet apart, bring them back together, lady. If they would do that, then I would be.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I applaud you for stepping out of your comfort zone and fucking really like getting in there, man. That's fucking dope.
So whether or not I am going to be good at skating this winter, you will see me on a beer league team, and hopefully I will end the season alive.
Dude, I will come up for a game or two if I can. That would be sick.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm thinking that if I can do it well enough, I might just buy a bunch of goalie pads and just show up and say I'm a goalie and just flop my ass around in front of the net, because that way I don't really have to skate up and down the ice that much. I don't think that being a goalie is easy to all the goalies out there. It's just when I watch hockey, I'm always super into who's goaltending. All my hockey jerseys are goaltenders. I've always loved goaltenders. So I want to be a goaltender. That's also the hardest position to fill in like local leagues. So I feel like if I can show up with the gear, some team's going to say, fuck it, and just let me be on it.
Dude, I mean, I don't know shit about fucking winter hockey leagues, but that sounds like a good idea. So,
yeah,
fuck it.
I've got it. I have absolutely every detail figured out until the first time I'm on that ice, and that's when I realized that I have figured out absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I'm here.
That's life,
and it'll be
that's a
fun.
metaphor for life.
Yeah,
metaphor for life.
But,
you don't know what's going on until you're out there on the ice, man.
To those people out there, it is never too late to throw yourself out of your comfort zone in front of a bunch of teenagers and hate yourself for it.
Yeah, as long as, I mean, dude, I mean, I'm so pumped for you. That's like, you're doing what most people would never even imagine doing, which is just super fucking cool. I applaud you.
Once hockey starts, I do plan on getting like a little GoPro and documenting the experience. So if you want to get into the action early, I am posting some other random stuff on there. You can follow at me on TikTok at Decaying with the Boys.
All one word.
All one word. Decaying with the Boys. No G. You can figure out where that G is not supposed to be. So
it's silent, like the G in lasagna. I'm just kidding. There's no G. There's no G.
No. All right. So to get into the meat of what today's episode is going to be about, it's been a hot button topic on TikTok, and I wore this shirt to show that I am going to be one of the resident experts on this subject, along with Sunny B here, and that is hashtag #TattooGate. My old man brain made me forget what I was about to say. But for those of you that haven't been following TattooGate on TikTok, I highly suggest that you search that hashtag. And then I plan on doing a little stitch on our TikTok with the original video. But
I was going to say our production team will take care of posting
our experienced large
our production team is top fucking notch, dude. We pay them a lot of money and they do a lot of good things, which is why you guys see all the content that you see.
It's definitely not just one stressed out dude sitting in the corner of his house just trying to pump out the content as fast as possible.
I mean, isn't that any production team though? I guess
that's fair. The writers are on strike, so if this seems lower quality, that's fine.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. So that being said, basically what happened is some poor lady, she found a tattooer on Instagram that she really liked. She had a bad tattoo experience prior to this. And this artist,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this artist basically broke it down that she had a $160 consult fee.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that initial consult, she had 3 tiers of pricing. The cheapest being, I think, was like 1,500,
$1,500, and then
and
it goes
then
up to
like 2
what, like
grand, and then 3 grand. And basically
yeah,
what it is the $1,500 got you 1 drawing, no edits. The second tier gets you, like an
two
edit.
drawings,
Yeah,
two
2 drawings.
drawings and minor edits,
And
and then the
then
third tier gets
is
you
it gets you 3 drawings and major edits. Sorry. Uh, so I thought you were going to take it home to the finish line
no,
there,
no.
but it's kind of
I
just
didn't. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't
I
see the
shouldn't have
layup
interrupted
coming.
you. I
I
shouldn't
didn't
have
see
interrupted
yeah,
you.
I didn't
That's
see the
my
layup
bad.
coming.
I just wanted to be involved.
Yeah. So well, I think we're going to talk about some of our tattooing experiences.
Hmm.
Because I can understand how does somebody that's not super experienced with tattooing or getting tattooed. Neither of us are tattoo artists, but I have several $1,000s worth of tattoos, and both me and Sunny have been tattooed, not just all across the country, but the world.
Oh, the world.
Uh,
Yes.
we've so I think we can speak to at least like what our experiences are getting tattooed and what we've seen from other
Sure.
people and other people getting tattooed. But I can understand as somebody that's not used to it, how this might not seem absolutely out there. If somebody wanted to charge me a consult fee, that wouldn't necessarily be the first red flag. I don't know about you.
I don't know, man.
Uh, with the caveat of if that consult fee was going to go towards like
Yeah.
the cost of the tattoo, and that's the big red flag is none of this goes towards the tattoo.
Yeah, so basically this woman, this young woman, found this artist. She really loved an artist, and that's something that a lot of people do. Get on Instagram or they get on Facebook or they get on wherever and they're like, man, I really love this person's art. This art's really good. This fits what I want. This is what I'm looking for. And that's kind of what you do nowadays. You don't really go into shops a whole lot anymore and look for
Through like their
look through
books.
books. Yeah. And so, she found this artist, really liked the artist, and she reached out, and the artist broke down the pricing for her, which, I'll be honest, I get it, right? Like it's a job. But if the first thing we're talking about is pricing, that's also concerning to me. Um, because that to me means your money is more important than the art most of the time. And I'm not saying that's all the time, but definitely a lot of the time. And like I said, I understand it's a job, trying to make money. Cool. But basically, what this artist did, was asked this woman what she wanted. So she basically charged her for a consult, which was I think it was $180. It was almost two
Yeah,
hundred dollars.
it was it was a little pricey. And like I said, my caveats for like a consult fee would be like, is this going towards the cost of a tattoo? And how famous are you actually? There's
Yeah.
some artists out there that if they were like, hey, I have a consult fee because I'm super busy all the time and my
Yeah.
books, like you have those artists whose books are only open for a limited time, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
and if that artist was like, hey, I got a consult fee so that I know I'm not wasting my time when my books are only open for a couple months because I'm in high
Fair.
demand, but that price goes towards
Your tattoo.
your tattoo,
So,
right?
which
Like,
continues our saga here, right?
yeah.
Is that
And,
she paid this $180 for this consult, and it was a Zoom call, and she showed her pictures of what she wanted, right? And she sent her two pictures, very like similar pictures, really driving home that she wanted this fox. She wanted this full body fox. She even told her, I want the fox to be running, and I don't really care about the flowers or anything like that, but that's what she expressed to her in this consult. And so she said, well, then you have to choose from my tier system, which we discussed earlier, which is like $1,500 to $200 to $3,000, or sorry, 1,500 to 2,000 to 3,000. So obviously she chose the cheaper
yeah.
of the options, which makes sense. You've had this consult where you paid $180, now you're paying $1,500 to get the art done, which, if we can take a moment there, that is very concerning. I know that there are some artists that charge for art, but nothing like that. Nothing like $1,500.
Um,
And so,
yeah. So I've only had one situation where I was charged for art, but once again, that went towards the cost if I actually got the tattoo, because it's the piece that's on my torso, and the guy's argument, which would argue was sound, it also wasn't $1,500. It was $400. Was he's taking his time because he's, even though it's a classic Sailor Jerry, he was drawing up a custom iteration of it for me for my like whole fucking torso. Um, and so if he was going to take his time to do that, he either needed to guarantee that he was going to tattoo me and get his full money's worth. And if not, then he was, gonna need to get some money out of his time, because this wasn't something he was going to draw up in like, 30 minutes or an hour, right?
Well,
This is
yeah,
something
I
that
mean,
he was spending, and that's where it's like, okay. And he's like, if you get the tattoo, then that's, that $400 is off your tattoo. So you're not spending more money overall than you would normally. This is just
hmm,
like, it's a guarantee. It's like a deposit, which
it's a
is what he
deposit,
called it.
and
Yeah, it's a deposit, which is different.
your time costs money, and this is part of the process. So you're paying for that time, and
Yeah,
that
and
is reasonable, right?
I know of one person who paid for art, and the agreement there was this dude drew up a tattoo for her, and then she ended up having to leave and not gonna have time to get the tattoo. So the dude was like, "I will sell you this piece for," once again, it was like $150, right? Something like that. And he's like,
So she
and then
can
you
get it
could,
somewhere else.
yeah, so you could take it with you and get this tattooed on you somewhere else, right?
Yeah,
Which is,
and that makes sense.
and that wasn't like a thing out the gate. It was, he drew it up and she was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry, military lifestyle, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
Uh, and I do not have time to come in and get this tattoo." And so that was a conversation that they had, which is completely different.
absolutely. And so it's really interesting. Um, this is a little like anecdote kind of deal. Um, a couple weekends ago, I went up to St. Augustine uh, with
Great
my
town.
partner. Yeah, and we walked into an art studio, and there were a couple of artists that were actively working on pieces. And I think for the first time ever, I saw a piece of art that I was like, I I love this. I feel something for this art. And in that moment, kind of everything about the pricing of art kind of makes sense to me. Now, like I'm not talking like absurd like Boy with Apple, right? I'm not talking that, right? But like, this artist, um her name is Ji Guai, and she does watercolor art mostly, but she did this piece with Turkish lamps that when you turn the lights down on the piece, the lamps kind of glow. Oh man, dude, I was ready to drop 12 grand in the art studio. And so like, I get it, right? Like you spend a lot of time, you're working hard. This is a skill that you've sharpened over years, decades. Cool. I get it. That to me is important, and I want to pay you for that. However, moving forward in this ridiculous tattoo gate saga, this woman paid $1,500 for a drawing, and it was half done. It was a sketch. It was barely more than a sketch, and it was absolutely nothing like what she had
If
expressed that she wanted
Yeah,
from this
so
artist.
for those of you that, like, if you've seen the sketch or you're gonna like see the sketch, which we'll post pictures of it. Um, but when you see this sketch, right, it is, um if I showed up at a tattoo studio and asked for something and this is what you pulled out to put on my body, like,
Yeah,
you might be catching hands,
I'm
to be
just
honest.
I
Un,
want
un,
I just
unless
want to
I will,
express.
yeah, I will cut it into this video for those of that, for those of you that are watching YouTube. But
Cut it in right here,
yeah,
cut
yeah,
it on
it,
my hand,
yeah,
right here.
uh, and uh, unless you're like well known as like a freehand artist that's gonna like put
Mm,
something kind of vague and then expound upon it, so it's a very original, like in the moment piece. You could look, well, you can't anymore because she privated her TikTok, but you could look at all this, like her artwork, and she does not display any of that, right? And I'm not going to judge on somebody's art tastes, but this tattoo artist has no business pricing this way.
yeah,
This is
I mean
something
that's
that
what
you
the
would,
moral of the story is
yeah,
that like she had like no business charging what she was charging for consults, for art, for anything, right? And like I said, your time is worth money. So if you want to charge me for your time, cool beans, right? I'm not gonna give you $1,600, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
when you're talking $1,600 for a tattoo, you're talking most of the time you're talking massive pieces, like
And here's the thing,
crazy
right?
big.
One of the counter arguments that I've heard, scrolling through, comments of
There was
the and
counter arguments.
there's always counter arguments, and every single
Uh,
counter argument was coming from people that were a part of this, because it's not just one
incels.
person, and
They're
we'll
fucking
we'll
incels.
yeah, we'll get more into it, right? But that are kind of in this group of people that are doing it. But
Hmm.
um, so some of the counter arguments is like, so you don't want artists to get paid, you don't want artists to be able to make a living.
No, that's not what I
But
said.
right, we're talking about art. And art isn't just tattooing. And when you look at commission work, if I'm commissioning you for a work and it does not meet my expectations, or it's not what I asked for, you're not getting paid. Right. And that's what
That's
tattooing is. At the end of the day, that's what tattooing is, especially when it comes to a custom piece. It is commissioned artwork. The
well. That's
only
why. That's why when you get a
the only
piece,
debate is the canvas.
well, that's why you get a when you go to get a tattoo. For anybody who doesn't know, like the artist draws it up, or they take whatever picture you have and they bring it up on now iPads now, right? Because everyone has iPads now. They bring it up and they show you, and they're like, "Can you do this? Is this the color you want? This is where I'm going to put this." And everything is like hashed out before you even put um, needle to skin, because it's a
Let's
permanent thing.
Even with
So
my finger tattoos, as simple as they are, there was a conversation about line weight and which tattoo is going where, and all
yeah,
that stuff. So it wasn't just like a quick quick and dirty thing. But yeah, and especially a custom piece, that's just it's commissioned artwork.
yeah.
Um, and so if I give you reference photos, right? And all my reference photos and everything I've said has just the reference photos themselves suggest that I want a full body fox, and you come up with some half fox bullshit, um, then uh,
Partial Fox
yeah, partial
bullshit.
fox bullshit that doesn't even have a tail. You can't barely tell it's a fox. Like
Yeah, that could
she
be a
wasn't
coyote.
she
That could
wasn't
be a
asking for
coyote
a
for all
minor
I know.
yeah, she wasn't asking for a minor change. She was like, "You know what? I actually wanted the fox, instead of full body, like I said, to be like this or like that." Like, you didn't
Similar
give
to
her
similar to the examples that I see
yeah,
is
you didn't
basically
you didn't give her her ask, and then she changed her mind. You did not give her her ask at all, and she called
yeah.
you out on it, and then you try to say you can either pay for the next tier, or you can pay the difference, and
No,
then I'll edit it. No,
she
you
wanted
know?
to pay another. She wanted her to pay another $1,500
Yeah.
for a new drawing,
Uh,
right? So now she's already sent this woman $1,500.
More, she
She's
sent
gotten her
this
drawing
woman
back. Well, yeah,
1,700.
yeah, and so she got her drawing back, and she said she immediately like emailed her and was like, "This is not at all what I was looking for." Like I made it very clear that I would like a full body fox. You can't even see the tail. Like she said these things like, "Hey man, like, this is what I drew up. You got to pay another $1,500 if you would like me to to draw another picture." And so like what do you I mean, you've already given this person $1,700, right? And mind you, again, let's be very fucking clear. None of this was going towards the final price of the tattoo,
Yeah.
which in my mind, as soon as she said it'll be $1,500 for a drawing, and my first question would be, okay, is that going towards the price of the tattoo? And she says no, we're done talking.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Uh,
done talking to
and
you about
and
anything.
granted, the tattoo this chick is asking for, unless this is like master photorealism, I could not imagine that the cost of the tattoo itself being anywhere
It's a
close to
half sleeve.
$1,500. Yeah.
Half sleeve. Like
Um,
maybe $700.
yeah.
Maybe.
That's so it's a tough ask to ask for $1,500 for a drawing. Um, the problem, unfortunately, for the client is that like all scam artists, the tattoo artist then decided to gaslight her and try to tell her that she wasn't clear in her ass. She should have been clear if that's what she wanted. And that's when she asked her for $1,500 more to redraw it. So
Felonious.
yes. Um, and so the other part is that, should have continued to raise red flags was after the Zoom meeting. If there wasn't, anytime I've asked for a custom piece, there has been some sort of paperwork, very basic paperwork that says, hey, I want this and I'm looking for this and this style and this thing. Right. In most reputable tattoo shops that I've gone to when I'm asking for something custom. So when there was only a Zoom meeting and no form after that, that is probably a cop out.
Bad business.
Even when I've had face-to-face, I've had to set an appointment for a face-to-face meeting with somebody to get a custom tattoo. And at the end of that face-to-face meeting, I sat down and filled out a form of what I wanted. So when I showed up for that tattoo appointment and that tattoo
no surprises.
artist, yeah, there's no surprises. Hey, that's not what I asked for. It says right here on this piece of paper that I signed and is filed with your shop, right? And that I got a copy of. So we're going to go a little bit out of order here from like the way information came out. And that is, it's been highly suggested and it's somewhat believable that not only did she not give this girl the drawing that she wanted, she traced it. So
what?
Yeah. I might have forgot to send you that video, but people are pulling up a Google Fox picture, right? Or Fox drawing. And it's like the first one in the Google searches looks almost exactly like the drawing that this chick sent. So not only did she send her a shitty drawing, she sent her a shitty tracing.
Oh my God, dude.
That is unconfirmed, but the evidence is pretty
heinous and deplorable,
yeah,
despicable and deceitful. Oh my God, dude. Are you for real right now?
So the evidence when people are showing like the alleged drawing that she traced compared to, and even if she didn't trace it, this is 100% not an original, like, I think this fox would look really good this way type of idea. Like, it's almost like the way it was holding its leg and everything was like,
yeah,
dude, exactly. I mean, like this picture off Etsy.
The sketch was wholly unimpressive when I saw. When I saw
came
the
off
sketch,
to me like she forgot that she was supposed to do.
Yeah, like she was like, "Oh shit, man, I gotta fucking draw this fucking fox. This chick wants a fox and flowers, I guess, whatever. Let me just throw something on the page." So that's what she did, and it looked fucking stupid. It looked dumb. I mean, the art was like, as far as art goes, I'm not an artist, so like I can't fucking draw. But like that's not something I would expect from a tattoo artist, and so
if you are bringing something to me that's supposed to go on my body, I expect a lot more detail than what was given. Unless this is like a preliminary, like, this is a rough sketch of what I was thinking. Do you like this, or you want
to go in a different
direction? Yeah,
that makes sense.
But for $1,500,
dude, I will fight you. I'm gonna come to your shop, not for a tattoo. I'm gonna come to give you these hands.
Somebody's skin's getting punctured, and it's not mine with a tattoo gun. I can tell you
that. Where's my money?
And for legal reasons, these are all jokes.
So, like, let's talk about, because this tattoo artist is a symptom of kind of a bigger problem, which is this tattoo system called Tattoo Smart that was created by Russ Abbott, who is an extremely famous tattoo artist. And I'm not rich, right? So it's hard for me to like be in the mindset of rich people. But it makes sense that Russ Abbott would have like a very expensive like consult time, or like expensive consult fee and like all this stuff going on, right? Because he tattoos for rich famous people who have like a ton of money to spend.
Yeah, well, there was a conversation a while ago about like why do so many famous people have shitty tattoos? I got some shitty tattoos because I'm a normal ass dude with only so much money to spend. So,
Mhm.
when you look at certain celebrities, sport athletes, musicians,
Mhm.
a lot of them have, like, Justin Bieber is just like a random example to bring up that has some
Yeah.
notoriously like shitty tattoos, and people ask like why. Well,
Can I ask? Oh, what are you gonna
um,
say?
so what I was going to say is a lot of it comes down to price, is because they find these tattoo artists that are charging a lot of money, and so there's assumption that, well, they're going to be good
They're
because
good.
you're
Good.
used to
Yeah.
just money and getting something. Um, all right, we'll edit it there. Okay.
It's much more obvious when I
What it's only
well, it's only two.
I know, because I can't like just talk with somebody. All
Yeah.
right. Uh,
Wait, let's
and
go back.
yeah,
Okay,
and so
I'm
they're used to just throwing like money at it, right, and getting
mhm.
tattoos, and that's how people like Russ Abbott, who's arguably a good tattoo artist, and that's why he's famous, are able to get away with that kind of pricing system.
Yeah, and so I think it's important to note that kind of bad tattoos are part of the culture of getting tattoos. Like, no one has. I mean, not no one. Most people are not all great tattoos, right? Like, most people don't have, especially people who have a lot of tattoos. Like, their tattoos they have, they're like, this is fucking dumb. Like, I paid too much for this, or the artist was drunk, or like whatever the case may be. So to me, that's like it's part of it's the price of doing business, right?
Yeah, you got to learn
Sometimes,
some way.
yeah. Hopefully, your shitty tattoo is not a giant tattoo. You know, like I'll be upfront. I have a tattoo on my right bicep that I got in Hawaii that I paid too much for. That fucking sucks. Like the artist was, I don't know if he was drunk or high or whatever. I mean, he was chill while he was doing the work, but he was pushing way too hard. And so I keloided on some of the spots, and so there's like blank spots on the tattoo, and it doesn't look great, and I'm not super proud of it, but you know, it's part of the art that is my body.
So what
So
you're saying is you don't have a giant tattoo that goes across your shoulder blades that's misspelled.
I do not, because we don't put words on our body. That is a terrible idea. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, words are a terrible idea. And if
I
you
say
want
that with
some custom phrasing done on your body, take it from the Grizz with personal experience, especially if it's going to be giant across your back. Throw that bitch in spell check.
yeah. I mean, it's worth checking twice.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
And don't
I
decide to get a tattoo after a breakup.
that is very important. Let me look at me. Look at me. Look at me right now. That person, that person's not worth getting their name tattooed. They're not worth it. No one is. I'm serious. Look at me.
Yeah,
Look at me. Don't do it. Don't do it.
it's not a name that's misspelled. I'm gonna throw that out there. It's a dumb
Yeah,
phrase.
he does not have a name misspelled,
No,
which is fine. It shit happens.
yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
Anyway, so his pricing for if you're like tattooing celebrities, it makes sense, right?
Yes. Yeah. So that's the
Uh,
point, right?
uh,
Um,
and if it was just him, if he was somebody that was doing this on his own, with rich people that $1,500 doesn't mean anything to, like nobody would care. And if this was a situation where somebody else found out about it and decided to replicate it, nobody would be talking about Abbott. Nobody would
but he's
care.
selling this fucking system, bro.
Yeah, and that's where it comes down to is he didn't like talk about it in an interview and it's like, yeah, this is my pricing, and then somebody else picked it up. Like he is actively selling it as a 12-week course where you like meet with him or you Zoom with him or whatever, and he talks you through the process of
He's
putting
scamming
in.
scammers, bro.
Yeah,
That's the crazy part.
this is like the dude that's like selling you, quick. This is literally a get rich quick scheme,
It's a Ponzi
because
scheme.
there
It's a
is
fucking
no
Ponzi
way.
scheme.
Yeah, there's no way that as a regular like street artist and bumfuck, I forget like what state are they in?
I don't even remember.
It's Ontario or something. Yeah. Anyway, in like Michigan or
She's
something.
in Canada?
This isn't Canada. But that's what I mean. Like they said the state. I can't remember the states. You're not even A. You're not in a famous state. B. You're definitely not in a famous town. There's
just
no
so we're clear, there are famous states.
Yes,
and wherever she was is not one of them.
Yeah, but there is no way that you can institute this pricing and then maintain your business for the long term.
Yeah. Well,
because it's going to get out. You got to scam one person with a TikTok these days, and it's getting out.
God.
And all these TikTok tattoo artists are like,
hard
on this. They are not going to let this go.
Her up, bro. And then now people are like getting on Russ about it.
Yeah.
So Jesus, man.
Yeah. So and like for the tattoo artists, I get it because it's like this is something that could ruin the industry, right? If people are doing this, people aren't trusting tattoo artists because like being a tattoo artist, people have to trust and respect what you're doing. And this could ruin that. But also it's getting their names out there and their work because they're like, I'm not charging this. And look at how much better my work is than theirs. And they're just
I think like
tearing her up, eating her up. They're not
tattoo artists have offered to do this tattoo for free for this girl that's been fucking taken advantage of.
But yeah, let's get back into Russ Abbott.
So I just can't. Hold on, real quick. So this tattoo artist, this essentially nobody tattoo artist, who's charging an insane amount of money for these consults and whatever. So Russ Abbott has been like commenting on what's been going on with Tattoo Gate. The whole thing is called Tattoo Gate, in case you didn't know. And this artist got on Russ's one of Russ's posts and bragged that she made like $17,000 this year already using this system, and Russ congratulated her.
Yeah, there is no way that you can institute this system as a regular street level artist and not be fucking scamming people. Absolutely no way. And it's one of those things where nobody cares about who's getting screwed until it affects you, right? So we'll get into it in a minute, but Russ, obviously, in my opinion, regardless of what he's put out there, doesn't care because it wasn't affecting him, right? So, hey, congratulations, you paid me for this course, so I'm going to congratulate you because you're making a lot of money. And you're commenting on a post where a bunch of people can see how much money you're making, so that's even more people that are going to want to pay for my system.
Free advertising.
Yeah. And any blowback is probably going to go at you and not me because, I'm not the one that's charging, that's giving out this tattoo.
Funny that you say that because Russ Abbott, after seeing the public discourse of tattooed people and tattoo artists, decided to put out an 8-part apology for what happened.
Let's make it clear. We didn't find out that Russ Abbott is the progenitor of this system because Russ Abbott came out and confessed it. We know about this because other people did the work on TikTok, which is always an amazing thing to watch and is one of my favorite things to watch happen on TikTok. But
it's so impressive.
Yeah, people did the work and found out that it was him and his system that this chick was emulating from taking his course. So that's why we know it's Russ Abbott. And the only reason Russ Abbott apologized is because the good people following Tattoo Gate on TikTok went to his Instagram and were calling. He was getting roasted in his own comment section.
Oh yeah, dude.
That is the only reason this apology.
But here's the problem: is that it wasn't a real apology.
No.
So first, like the first several, like 3 or 4 videos, he's just explaining his system. So it's like a free masterclass on how to scam people, and then he throws this fucking tattoo artist under the bus. He's like, he said, like, I don't, like the way that she implemented the system is all wrong, and she didn't work with the artist, or she didn't work with the customer at all. And he said, like, her implementation was rigid and I don't like. He basically was just like, she did it all wrong. She was super wrong for this. It's situational. She used it wrong. She used it in the wrong context. Which why you bullshitting me, Russ?
Yeah.
Why you bullshitting me right now? I don't understand.
Well, and here's the thing, right? For people that haven't watched the apology videos, which I suggest you do, if you want to see a master class on how not to deliver an apology, right? First of all, it sounds like it was written in Chat GPT, and that's not even my joke.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the observation of like everybody that's watched it. It sounds like it is super obvious he didn't write it. You can see his eyes moving as he's working his way through the script, which if you have something major happen that you need to apologize for and you need to write down your thoughts so it's coherent, nobody has a problem with that. But it's not even like he reads where he wants his thoughts to be and then he delivers something in sincerity. There is no emotion. It's completely monotone, deadpan, reading his way through a script. And then it's almost like there's notes where it's like, say that you offer her that you will pay her a complete refund of her money, and then look at the camera.
Dude, I don't.
And then
I want to.
continue
My
reading,
apologies.
and then it's almost like there's another note that says, "Look at the camera."
The only apology that's acceptable is I want to see you up there. I want to see you sweating, maybe like a little red eyed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want you to have like note card. I want you to have like fucking note cards in hand, and you're like, I would really like to say that the things that I've done are reprehensible. You know, like, but the thing is that he's not sorry.
No,
right? He's not sorry
like,
at all.
You know, so some people said like, "Hey, take him up on his offer, A, to see if this douchebag really pays out, right?
Yeah.
And B, because there's been, like you said earlier, a bunch of artists not only that have sent her Fox drawings, but have also offered to tattoo her for free because they feel so bad.
Free.
Yeah. And a lot of people saying, take this money from Russ, A, to see if he pays out. And if not, then we can continue to fucking roast him. And then take that money and maybe pay one of these artists that's offering you for free because you're still going to end up paying less. You know?
Oh, for sure. Well, someone said, I saw a comment that said the concern with her taking the money is that she may have to sign an NDA.
Yeah.
And some other paperwork that may make it difficult to do anything in the future of that.
Created this program himself, I would not be surprised if he was also going to put a bunch of caveats on taking the fucking money. But it's just, it was a wholly insincere apology. And look, if I develop a class for something, right? And for those who don't know, my current role in the military is as an instructor for something, right?
He be teaching people shit, bro.
Yeah. And we do develop, we renew and develop courseware for, what we're teaching. If I teach something, right, and dude, my fucking application when I get out of this place is going to look so good. Anyway, resume for adult jobs. But if we have a class and the result of that is people not being able to do their job the correct way, we go back and we rework it, right? We're going to rework that the way that we're teaching. We have meetings about it. If we put something new in the course where we're going to change it if it's not teaching the right things, if it's not resulting in how it's supposed to result. So if you are teaching this 12-week course on how to scam people, but for argument's sake, let's just say, hey, this is a new pricing structure. I think it's working better for artists, right? But it's resulting in people getting scammed or people can implement it too rigidly and screw people over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the part where you're like, my expectation that you go back and it's like, this is how I'm reworking this course where I'm shutting down this course to not, to try to see if I can work away on people getting scammed, right? But there wasn't that. It was just she implemented my course wrong.
All the onus is on her.
Yeah, this isn't my fault. Which take me as a weeb as you will, but like I've always fallen under the old school like martial arts because I've done martial arts my life of like the instructor's responsible for the student. If you teach somebody something and they're able to take that information and do harm with it, the part of it is on you. It's not all on that person. And it's just, I think that's the scammer mentality though, right? I just put this information out there. I'm not responsible for how people use it. You kind of are if people are getting scammed out of thousands of dollars.
That's like the that's kind of, it feels like a commonality right now that people don't no one is responsible for anyone else's actions, right? And yes, of course, in the most literal sense, I cannot stop anyone from doing anything. But if I teach someone something in a particular way, right? Someone is paying for a class and they take that information and they do something like this. They cause harm, they are taking advantage of people, like very obviously taking advantage of people. I mean, I just so we're clear, at no point when you get a tattoo should you be paying $1,700 prior to getting any ink done, right? Unless you are doing some like super huge full body, like a full back tattoo all the way down to your heels. Like I cannot imagine something costing that much money. So in my mind, I I know that this tattoo artist knows that she's scamming people. Something in her head, even no matter how small, is saying maybe this isn't right.
Yeah, and like I want to clarify, not that we've suggested this, but none of this is on the client, the customer, right? None of this is on her. She, or really to anybody getting scammed, but
Yeah,
which is why so many people have wanted to pick this up and talk about it.
right.
Let's try to not have this happen to anybody else. This isn't on her. This is on the tattoo artist that charged her this much because
She's a victim. She's a victim of
I everywhere
of.
I've been tattooed in the world,
Mhm.
nobody, not a single person has implemented this pay structure to me. And everywhere across the country, in every country I've been tattooed in, it's been the exact same, all like without fail of like the consultation and even down to like the cost for the
Yeah,
most part has been generally in ballpark around the same amount of money in US
yeah,
dollars. So
yeah.
it blows my mind uh, that you would take the system and implement it and then be shocked that people aren't happy with it and people are feeling like they're scammed because you are scamming them, you know.
One of the best tattoos that I have, I think, and probably one of my favorite tattoos, is a an Oni mask that I got in Japan from a Japanese artist who I'm almost certain he spoke English. He just did not want to speak to me.
I had a
So,
similar experience with my favorite tattoo, but go ahead.
um, so I told him what I wanted. I sent him a picture. He said, okay. He drew up the picture. I actually missed my appointment due to work obligations. So I had to go back into the shop and I literally begged him, please, I'm really sorry about what happened. You know, how much is it going to cost? 8,000 yen. 8,000 yen for people who don't know. No, not 8,000. 80,000 yen. 80,000 yen, right? Is $80?
No, 8,000 yen is $80.
Okay, yeah. So 8,000 yen is what he charged me for one of the most detailed and best drawn pieces of art that I have. And there was no consultation fee. There wasn't even a deposit. Now that I think about it, he charged
Yeah.
me $80 for
Uh,
a palm size tattoo
I
or a
have,
hand size tattoo on my arm.
yeah, and it's a good looking tattoo. It's one of my favorite tattoos that I've seen uh, out of our group. I have a, also from Japan, different artist, but the half leg sleeve.
Hmm.
Uh, and, same thing. The dude didn't really speak English. All my consultation was through an interpreter that just happened to work there, somebody that just knew English that worked there, that could translate. And, you know, I got the colors that I wanted. I got the design that I wanted. The dude showed me the design with the expectation that like I was going to make changes. And I spent $600 on that.
Yeah,
And it's my favorite tattoo. And I think anybody that's seen it can tell you that it's a really good tattoo.
it's a great tattoo.
Uh, but that's the point I want to make is that's the common experience that I have had getting tattooed by people. So this where I'm paying somebody, they're giving me a drawing, and it's not what I asked for, and then not being able to make changes to it unless I spend more money.
Absolutely
That's the
not.
part that's unheard of. Like I said, if this was a really famous artist whose books were only open, a couple months out of the year, which is there's a guy I want to do my back that's like that. If he was going to charge me a consultation fee just to secure my spot so that he knew that he wasn't wasting his time for somebody else that's definitely going to get tattooed from him, that's something that I would understand. But
Right.
almost I would also be a little shocked with this individual if he came back and said, that's not going to go towards the cost of your tattoo if you actually get tattooed by me.
Yeah, and also the consultation fee is not going to be anything ridiculously
Yeah. This same
overpriced.
person, I would also be shocked if he charged me thousands of dollars just for the fucking drawing.
Yeah.
We're getting towards the end here. But that is kind of the sum up of Tattoo Gate. This artist that's scammed people. Her name's Lucid something. So
Yeah. Someone found her and posted her
yeah.
almost immediately, which is the
So
power of the internet. So
yes. Her Instagram's gone to private. So their shop said that it was like closed at one point. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen with her. Probably not a whole lot other than she's gonna have a hard time running her shop from now on.
mhm.
And as far as Russ Abbott, I don't know. Hopefully we can get his scam ass class shut down or at least have him exposed. He is one of those tattoo artists that's followed by a lot of other popular tattoo artists, which kind of sucks to see that like a lot of these more popular tattoo artists weren't really weighing in on a tattoo
Yeah.
gate. But it is what it is. Sometimes people just try to move on with their own fucking lives, I guess. So, but I want to end today on some positive stuff. So is there anything that you've, media or otherwise that you've kind of consumed this past week that you really enjoyed?
Yeah. Before we actually get into that, I actually have a
Yeah.
tattoo planned um in 2 months that I'm really pumped about because I haven't gotten anything in a while. So as soon as I get that, I will definitely share it with our many listeners wherever they might be in the
Yeah.
world. Um, so as far as media, right? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked.
Hmm.
Grizz. Um, just for the record, this is not scripted. He just asked this. But I just saw the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I went to the drive-in,
Ooh,
and
taking it old school.
yes,
You know,
which was great.
last time I was at the drive-in was actually with you for
Was it?
The Force Awakens.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
what a good movie! I
Yeah.
actually really enjoyed that. We can talk about that another
Yeah.
time. Anyway, I saw the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie and Ant-Man: Quantumania. Um, if you have not seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet, listen to me when I say this. It is the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I think.
I
Um,
plan on seeing it this weekend.
absolutely, and we can do a whole episode about the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. Um, so yeah, absolutely. I mean, like they really like wrapped up this trilogy so well. It's not perfect. By no means is it a perfect movie. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it is enjoyable. The buy-in is there for the characters. The story of Rocket is, I mean, it's so good. So fantastic job by James Gunn, which gives me hope for what he's going to do in the DC universe. I'll keep my fingers crossed. We'll fucking see. Um, but Ant-Man Quantumania, Ant-Man, yeah, Quantumania. um,
That's already not exciting.
I mean, I enjoyed the movie, and I will say that Jonathan Majors was so good as King.
Well, he was great in
So good.
Loki.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I haven't seen anything that Jonathan Majors has been in that I was like, Jonathan Majors is not a great actor. So phenomenal job by Jonathan Majors. Ah, too many Ant-Man movies. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it's too many. You know, yeah. Great character. Scott is cool.
Better as a supporting role.
Yeah. Go help
That's
Cap
fair.
in Germany. That makes sense to me. Cool beans, Giant Man. I love it, right?
Yeah.
It's just too much. It's too much Ant-Man. I don't care. Me personally, I don't care. So, yeah.
Get to the theaters, see the new Guardians of the Galaxy, and wait for
Absolutely.
Ant-Man on streaming.
Yeah, hey, dude, do that. I mean, we're all paying for it anyway. The fucking price gouging.
Yeah.
We quit fucking cable, and now we pay $150 in fucking streaming services. Don't get me started, man.
Well, and what's frustrating is
win.
I can't even stream all the stuff I want to watch sometimes.
I know.
I got weird tastes, man. So, all right.
Yeah. So, okay, what about you? What media have you consumed in the last couple weeks?
I'll tell you. I'm going to preface this with a fact about myself that I think you can attest to, because I want people to appreciate not profoundness, but the impact of the statement that I'm going to end up making at the end of this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Music is something that I am super obsessed with and that I'm super into. Right. Not that it's a super unique thing these days, but I collect vinyl, old and new.
Mm-hmm.
I spend hours of my day listening to music. I listen to a lot of different music.
He did it before it was cool. I just want to be clear about
that. But, right, I am one of those people that I will lay on my couch for hours just listening to music, right? I fucking love music. Grew up with a family of musicians. My grandfather was a professional trumpet player, played with Henry Mancini, original recordings for, Sinatra, for Fly Me to the Moon. Anyway, so the reason why I bring that up is Killer Mike, one of my favorite artists, period. He has released a couple singles for his upcoming album called Michael, right?
Okay.
This is the only vinyl that I have purchased prior to the full album coming out, and that's because 2 songs that he's released, Don't Let the Devil and Motherless, listening to those songs are the closest that I have come to a religious experience in my life. They are fantastic.
Well, I think you need to preface this with something else. What religion is it that you belong to?
I believe in sacrificing to the old gods.
So,
I am an atheist that likes to dabble in some paganism because I think it's fun. So when I tell you that listening to these songs gave me a damn near religious experience,
it's a big deal.
And it's just because these songs are just, you could tell, so personal to him. Watching the music video for the song Motherless almost made me cry. It's good.
That's some heavy shit, dude.
If you haven't listened to it, if you are a fan of Run the Jewels or hip hop or rap in general, or you want to listen to just some real personal music, check out Killer Mike's new stuff.
Dude, I'm gonna do that tonight. So
just thanks. Those 2 songs. I've probably listened to Don't Let the Devil about 30 times since it's come out.
Oh, dude, that's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Is when you find a song,
it's just been on repeat.
You're just like, I'm gonna listen to this song until I can't anymore.
Yeah. And it's been a wild ride. So before this album, his last solo album, his first collab with LP was Rap Music. And Rap Music is one of those albums where I'm stuck in stank face the whole time listening to it. And then this is just a complete opposite experience where I'm listening to it and I'm like, God damn it, he's forcing me to feel something.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So go check it out.
Absolutely. And that's an order for all of you.
Yeah. This is the Grizz telling you.
Go see Guardians of the Galaxy. Wait for Ant-Man to come out on streaming. And listen to Killer Mike's singles release. Motherless and
Don't Let the Devil.
Don't Let the Devil. And that's, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
But only because you don't pay attention to any other social media and you So thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
With that, we're gonna wrap tonight. It's been real. It's been fun. If anyone sees Snowy, please send him our way. That would be phenomenal.
He might be out there on his own little iceberg, just begging for help.
Just floating around, dude. Well, this has been the Barely Coherent podcast. Thanks for listening, and we can't wait to hang out with you next time.
Bye.